There are many different ways to make money in cryptocurrency. One of the major ways people make a career out of crypto is through trading. And I'll be honest with you, trading Bitcoin and crypto over the next several months is going to be like shooting fish in a barrel. Almost anyone can make money as long as they use proper risk management. One of the highest level trading strategies is leverage or margin trading. After my last video where we talked about this type of trading, I asked the community and they spoke and said they wanted a tutorial on exactly how to use ByBit. So let's jump right in as I show you everything you need to know. All right, guys, so here I am at ByBit. First thing you're going to have to do is register. So head on over to bybit.bitboy.live and register there. It's going to take you to the registration page. I do want to point out on the homepage, though, they do have an app. You can get the app by scanning the QR code right there and download that. That's what I use a lot. I also use desktop. But when you go to the registration page, you are going to maybe hit an issue, and I'm going to show you about that. So I made up an email address, put it in, and you can sign up that way. Once again, bybit.bitboy.live. But some of you guys, when you register, you're going to get this right here. It's going to say IP address is not supported. It says your IP address is not within ByBit's service zone. So to get within that service zone, all you got to do is use a VPN. It's not hard at all. I actually use VPN Unlimited. I've used this on my phone forever. One of the reasons why I like VPN Unlimited over other virtual private network providers is the transition between my app for the phone and then for my desktop is seamless. So I really like that. You can put it on multiple devices at one time and things like that. So what is this doing? Well, it's making your IP address from a country or a territory that is in ByBit's service zone. So to use Solid VPN, after you sign up for it, visit vpn.bitboy.live to go ahead and get to this page. But then all you got to do is you just click on the icon at the top, Show VPN Unlimited, and you guys can see right here, it's showing my IP address as Amigsville. I have no idea what that is. That's my real IP address, but my VPN is providing me with an IP address from Germany. So that's how you guys can trade if you're not in one of the territories that they support. To select a place, all you do is come down here after you sign up, click this, and it'll give you a list. You just have to pick a country that is on ByBit's list. So very easy to do. I'm connected right now. One thing you're going to have to do once you sign up is you're going to want to head on over to the Rewards Hub. So you can get there by going up to the top and going to Promotions and then Rewards Hub. So once you sign up, they've got all kinds of deposit bonuses and things like that. You can get $5, very easy for doing a lot of different tasks. You can also get a deposit bonus on your first time deposit up to $50. And if you have a promo code, if we do different promotions here on the channel, like we're getting ready to do a ByBit trading competition here in a few weeks. And when we do that, we'll probably have a promo code. You just come in here, type in the promo code and hit redeem, and you'll be able to get whatever promotion that is. So that's really big. I know a lot of you guys want deposit bonuses and things like that. Another thing, guys, you got to think about where we're at in the bull run right now. The price of Bitcoin is very high, much higher than we even anticipated at this point. And because of that, you're going to have a lot of people asking you about different things. Maybe you have some friends that are traders, not like Benedict Arnold, that's with a D. So they're traders maybe on traditional markets and they are Forex and they want to come over to crypto and they understand leverage or margin trading. In that case, you can sign up to be an affiliate for ByBit. It's very easy to do. All you got to do is go to sub.bitboy.live. All these links are down in the description, and you can actually sign up to be an affiliate right here. So once you've done that, if you want to do that or not, you're ready to trade after you register. So at that point, you're going to head over to the ByBit trading launchpad. And what we're going to be going over here is what the dashboard is. We're going to be talking about how to set an order, what kind of margin to use, setting your price. We're also going to talk about stop losses and take profit. And then we're going to talk about tracking your trade and closing your trade. So from start to finish, opening a trade and closing a trade here on ByBit, we're going to show you how to do that. Okay, so first and foremost, here we are on the dashboard. You guys can see you have the market right here. You have the chart of whatever asset you're looking at. To get here, you go up here to trade. And I always use inverse perpetual. I use the USD pairs. I don't use USDT pairs. It's a little bit different of a way to trade, but it doesn't really matter which one you're doing. What I'm going to show you today works for either one. But we're going to be looking at the BTC USD pair. I only trade BTC and ETH on here. I did one leverage trade on XRP back before they had a conference in 2019. It went up a little bit. I made some money. So it was much higher than it is now, the price. So, okay, under your markets, under your chart here, you're going to have your positions. Then right to the right of the chart, you're going to have the order book. And then over here, you're going to have where you set your trades and then your total assets. Just got a little bit in this account for this tutorial. And then you have your contract details down here in the bottom. Now, you can actually click on any of these boxes. These are individual boxes. You can see I can move this. You can customize this dashboard to look however you want. I don't get into that. This is what it is when you sign up, and this is just what I use. So if you're really picky about that, you can do that. So once you know where everything is on your Launchpad and you get it set up how you want it, now you're going to want to come over here to where you set your orders. You have three different types of orders. We're going to be looking at two today. You have limit and you have market. You also have conditional. We're not going to really be going over conditional today. Maybe in a future video, if you want to know more about that or do more ByBit tutorials, drop me a comment down below. So the difference between limit and market orders is a limit order, you're going to set a price, and then the market's going to move to that price, hopefully, and fill your order, and your trade starts. Market is much simpler. All you do is you just go to market, and you'll see you don't even have to worry about the price. It's going to buy it at whatever the market price is. However, I suggest only using limit orders. And the reason for this is because when you use the market order, even though it says you're getting the market price, you're going to pay a hefty fee, basically, a hefty fee to be able to get it, and it's going to adjust that price. So you may want it at $41,000 Bitcoin, and when you go to market, like if you're going long, it may give it to you at like, $4,115 or $4,120, and depending on your leverage, that could really mess up your trade. So I always suggest limit. You guys, over here on the box that says order price, all you got to do, you can set it manually. Like if I want to long it when it goes to 40, drops it down to 40,000, you just put that price in. You can also come over here and just click the order book. You'll notice when I'm clicking, it's automatically changing what the order price is where I'm setting the order. So very easy to do. If you have a problem where you're trying to catch a long and the price just keeps going up like a dollar at a time and you can't seem to get it filled and you don't want to be patient enough to do it underneath because you're afraid the price action is going to pop way up, then you can set the order a little bit higher. Like right here, it's at 416.91. I may want to set it at 416.94, and you see just how fast that shot up. I mean, Bitcoin's so volatile right now, guys. It is insane to watch. So once you choose limit or market, now we're actually going to execute a trade for example purposes today with market because I don't want to have to worry about getting a price filled during the tutorial here, but I only trade limit trades. I don't actually use market for my personal use. Some of you guys may find it easier and you're willing to pay that. It may not necessarily be a fee. You are getting hit with fees, but you're also just having to have a different price point so they can fill it automatically is really what's going on. But you're paying a decent chunk on that. So next you got to decide on your leverage. Now, with ByBit, you can go from anywhere from 1x to 100x. The higher the leverage, the less wiggle room you have between getting liquidated, which means you would lose all the money in the trade. So it's set at 100x right now. You definitely don't want to be using 100x leverage. I suggest, if you're newer to leverage trading, definitely not using any more than 25, but you have to have a really tight stop loss even with 25. 5 to 10x is not, in my opinion, like you can get liquidated. And I mean, if you let the trade sit there forever, you probably will be. But if you have stop losses, 10x and less, I usually feel pretty comfortable with the numbers that they're giving me. So you have to decide between cross margin and isolated margin. Cross margin is going to be when you have an amount in your account on ByBit. Like, let's say that you have $10,000 on here, for instance. It's going to use 100x leverage, okay? But it's going to, anytime you, would be getting liquidated or stopped out, it's adding more money to your trade from the rest of your account. Personally, I don't like that. I got into a bad spot where I did something stupid one time. I didn't realize I was using the cross margin, and I ended up losing all the money that was in my account. And I was only planning on losing the amount on that trade if I lost, and it was a big problem. So if you're newer to leverage trading, which please be responsible and understand that you need to know how to swing trade and do other types of trades first before you even think about doing this kind of trading. But I would tell you, you want to control as much as you can control. And with the isolated, I feel like I have my leverage controlled. I can pick what I want, and that makes it a little bit simpler of a process. So I only use isolated margin. So I only use limit orders, and I only use isolated margin. So it's going to keep the margin for the one trade. So next, let's talk about setting your order price, which we kind of already did that. But just in general, what you're going to want to do if you're going long, which means you're betting Bitcoin is going to go up, then you want to set an order price below the current target. You want to get where maybe the price will wick down and you get it filled and it will bounce back up. If you're shorting the market, you want to do the opposite. So this is not like chart analysis we're doing here. I'm just going to show you some kind of like basic concepts of how you might want to do setting your orders. So like right here, you can see that the last price of Bitcoin has a little bitty tiny wick right there at the top. And it's got a decent one at the bottom. Now, if you look at where this bottom of the wick is at about $40,900, and then you come over here and you look at the top of this wick, and you see $40,574, you could really set an order for any of those price points, because if the price dips down that low, chances are it might bounce back up. That's what we're trying to do with these trades. We're trying to catch bounces one way or another. So setting one anywhere in between 40.5 and 40.8 would be a decent target. Now you're going to want to do your own analysis to come up with those prices. But let's say I wanted to do that. I would come over here and I would just simply type it in if you know the number that you want. So 40,500. Next, what we're going to do is figure out how many contracts we want to buy. So this is what the quantity stands for, contracts. One contract is equal to $1 of Bitcoin. And so when you buy on leverage, depending on how high the leverage you use is, you're buying more contracts than you can actually afford, if that makes sense. So the numbers may look a little wonky to you. How I like to do it is I just like to set a percentage of my account that I want to buy on that trade. So whatever's in my account right now, it's like $600 in this account, I think. I'm going to use 50%. I would just click 50% and boom, it's going to automatically tabulate the amount of contracts that I need, and it's going to place it in there. I like to use the percent feature on a lot of stuff. It's just easier. If you're doing really, 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 specific risk management, you're going to want to take that into consideration, which is definitely a good way to trade. So next, we're going to talk about taking profit and stop losses. This is how you automate your trades and how you keep things safe, okay? So you don't lose all the money in your account. So right here, what I would want to do is I would click buy long with TP/SL, that stands for take profit or stop loss, or obviously sell short. Now, I'm only longing in a bull market. I don't short at all. I shorted 3 times, and I got wrecked all 3 times. Even though I knew I shouldn't be doing it, I was like, I think it's going to drop, and all 3 times I hit my stop losses. And it just really drove home the point. The trend is your friend. We're in a bull market. You want to be longing dips, not selling tops, because we don't know where the top is going to end at. So once you do that, you're going to be able to set your take profit and your stop loss. Take profit is if the price gets to your target, it sells everything on a limit order, and you lock in your profits. And you can select, however much of that you want, which we'll do in a second. And then stop losses is the same thing. So how much you're willing to lose. This is your target for how much you want to gain. This is your target for what you're willing to lose. So for take profit, I'll just kind of look at the price and figure out where I want it to be. I mean, at 40,500, if it dropped down there and we got the order filled, I think it's pretty safe to say 41.53 would be a good target. That's 25% profit. 50% Bitcoin would be hitting an all-time high, which it has a good chance to do. I tend to keep my take profit a little bit smaller and more realistic, like a number that it's at least gotten to before. For stop losses, I'll use anywhere between 5 and 15%, and then I'll look here and it'll show you the ROI and how much you're losing. And then you can play with it from there. So like right now at 15% with these numbers, my stop loss would be at 39,900. At 5%, it'd be 40,200. 99. What I like to do is kind of edit it in between the 5 and 15% number for something that kind of makes sense, right? Like if it goes down to 40,000, chances are it could bounce off that as well. But usually when it does it, it'll wick slightly below. So I might set this at, 39,985, something like that. And then it'll show you that's a 12% loss. I say, I feel like that's a little bit too strong. If I set it at 99, still a 12% loss. So 12% is about probably what I'm going to be willing to lose on this trade here. So once you do this, you're going to click buy long and your order is going to be set. So I told you guys for the example purposes, I'm going to be using a market order. I'm going to set the take profit to 25%. I'm going to put this in between 5 and 15. So 41,729. None of these numbers are important. I'm only doing this for example's sake. So I'm going to put it at 15%. I'm going to hit buy long because I want to show you guys what an active order looks. You're going to have to confirm it. Make sure to check and make sure everything is correct. So don't click do not prompt confirmation. You want to be able to check before you click confirm. So there's confirm. And now you will see my trade showing up in my positions down here. And from here, you just watch it and see what happens. It's going to show your unrealized profit and loss percentage right here, your daily realized profit and loss as well. When it's in the green, you're up. When it's in the red, you're down. Now, if you hover over this, you see it's a different number because this doesn't take fees into consideration. I'm up $3. Well, with the fees, I'm still down $2.30. So you want to make sure before you close trades as winners that you hover over this and make sure that with the fees, you still came out ahead of the trade and you made money. If you need to adjust your stop loss, you just click the pencil here, okay? Or you can adjust your take profit. If it looks really bullish or you get a really bullish indicator, you may want to raise that. Maybe you think it's going to 46,000 or 45,000. You can set those specific targets. I want to close it at 45,000. I love this for when I'm sleeping, especially because I don't monitor when I'm sleeping. Makes sense? Your stop loss, this is where you can use trailing stop losses, but for me personally, when I'm watching the trade, I just like to move it up manually. Like right now, the price is at 41,980. I may want to move this up to 41,900. That's still a loss. So it must be down from where the order price was. This is what you use when you're ahead in a trade, okay? So let's say that I'm in profit on the trade pretty good. Like let's say I'm up 10%. Well, what I can do at that point is move my stop loss up. So I figure out whatever the stop loss point is where I still make, let's say, 7%. Then if it drops to 7% profit, I win and I'm out of the trade. And you can figure out what level you think that'll happen at. I'm guaranteed a win. It's house money at that point. You don't want to get in a situation where you're up 50% and then it wicks down and you end up losing money on the trade when you were up so much. Lock in your profits. That is a key to trading on every level in everything. So make sure that you are locking in profits. You basically just confirm your changes here if that's what you did. And if you want to manually close the trade, you just come over here to close by. And I usually just do limit for the same reason. Market's going to be a lot more expensive. You click limit, and then you figure out where you want to close it at when you're doing it manually. Like this is a long, so I may want to close it a little bit under the current price. Right now it's 41,999 or 988. I might just close it at 41,900 and be done with it. So there you go. That is how you do it. Well, that's way too low. Hold on. Let me actually move that up. That would be like 41,950 is where I'd want to close it at. Hit confirm, and boom, it's going to fill that as soon as it hits that level, and it's filling it right now. You see it popping up at the bottom of the screen, and I'm out of the trade. And that is start to finish how you sign up for ByBit, get your VPN, make a trade, understand your dashboard. Let me know down below in the comments if you want more tutorials and what you want me to cover. Would love some suggestions. We're going to be doing some more tutorials in the future. So make sure to drop those comments down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.